Now you can see that on our left. Now I see we've got some legacy deck names over there, but we're not doing legacy right now. Are we doing?
Yeah, we are.
We're doing.
Yeah, we're doing legacy.
Oh, we are.
4 rounds legacy, then 4 rounds of standard. Same as yesterday.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression we were doing it the exact opposite direction.
No.
Okay, well then we've got these names here. Miracle Blade and Bug Delver. Gerard Fabiano, yesterday with this deck, he was undefeated with it yesterday. Joe Bernal, when he finished this round, I believe that Joe was 3-1 at the end of the Legacy.
Yeah, yesterday we got to see Gerard's deck. It's so diverse on what it can do. It does a little of everything. It can put itself in and out of situations.
Yeah, Joe Bernal, he went 3-0-1.
Yeah. The kind of standard. It's got Snapcaster Mages and Stoneforge Mystics and Verdilian Clicks. Two Jaces, obviously. You know,
yep.
Jace is the answer for everything.
Now, he has a hybrid deck. He does have those miracles. So, real quick, are any of your predicted people still in the top portions of the field?
Michael Hetrick is 13th.
Cool.
Otherwise, Brad Nelson did not do so well. Brandon Nelson did not do so well. And my brain is lapsed on who the fourth person was.
Right.
But yeah, no, Michael Hedrick's still doing very strong. He's just outside the top 10. He's in that first group at 19. But right now you're looking at Gerard Fabiano, who currently is 10th place with 21 points, and Joe Bernal, who is
Joe Bernal currently sits at 12th.
12th.
Yeah, I only have 2 of my predictions coming on through, Carl Dillahay and Lou Laskin.
Yes.
So I had, I guess, only a 50% conversion rate. Alas.
Well, this is what happens when you try to put yourself out there on the line and take a good guess at who can make a top 8 of a large invitational like this.
Well, for some of our larger names left, you can see 2 of them on the screen right there. Gerard Fabiano on the right and Joe Bernal on the left.
Turn 1 top for Bernal.
If you're curious who the very top players are, Anthony Easton with 24, Cedric Phillips with 22 points, AJ, and the rest of these are the 21 points. AJ Soccer, Brian Brondwin, David Thomas, Milton Figueroa, Ali Antranzi, Gene Rixmeyer, Adam Prozac, Gerard Fabiano on the screen, and Chihoy Yim. You can see Delver of Secrets now out for Gerard Fabiano. We've got Top and Brainstorm going on the other side.
Draws a Spell Pierce. What looks like another land and okay. Bernal looks like he wants to use his land. Oh, just passed his turn. Check for the flip, and it flips with a Daze. Just so you know you're joining us, this is round 9 of the SCG Invitational. I'm joined in the booth with Adrian Sullivan. We are seeing Gerard Fabiano playing Bug Delver, hitting in for 3 against Joe Bernal, Miracle Blade. Gerard drops Jitte to go well with the Aberration. Bernal wanting to crack that fetch land. And he will to play this. Play Spell Pierce. Oh no, he cracks it for a white. Looks like he might just do top before the end of his turn just to see what's up there.
There were 11 undefeated Legacy decks archetypes yesterday.
Wow. And he will do the top. Force of Will, land.
Without a sufficiently fast clock, a card like Sensei's Divining Top is incredibly frightening. Now, Gerard does have that flipped Insectile Aberration, but if an answer comes down fast enough. I think we're going to see the continuation here, make the countertop happen. Well, he passes. He wants to play it a little bit more safe, apparently. Or is there a click in his hand?
No.
So,
I think what he'll do is he'll crack the fetch land to spin get better cards on top, because he has land and wasteland on top. In for another 3. Down to 12.
I missaw one of those cards. That right there, for some reason, I was thinking was a counterbalance. That's, I believe, an alternate art counterspell.
Oh. Okay, Gerard now up to 3 lands.
Now remember, all weekend, follow us on Twitter. That's at SCG Live. And also remember to join in on the conversation. Hashtag SCGINVI. You can see Gerard Fabiano here on the right adding a Tarmogoyf to his clock. And I expect we're going to see Joe Bernal is going to try to stop this with a counterspell. And will Gerard fight back? Well, it really depends what he's got left in his hand there.
You can daze it back.
Well, the daze will keep him 1 shy of being able to stop the stop the counterspell. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. One of the things Gerard's deck has a stronger discard package than it has a counterspell package. There are only 4 days in his deck for counterspells. The rest of his disruption in that form of that style is a disruption from discard. And there we go. We see the counter on the Tarmogoyf. Slow it down, clock. And Gerard says go. End of the turn. Sensei's Divining Top finds Force of Will, Terminus, Jace. I would be unsurprised to see the Terminus miracled, and that's what Joe does. He preps it for the miracle. Dun, 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 miracle. You know, I almost feel like these miracle decks that are in Legacy should be kind of called charlatans, because they set up these miracles. It's like they're not real miracles. They're kind of fake.
Yes, but they may be fake miracles, but they're very effective when they're set up properly.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. We got a Wasteland here from Gerard Fabiano. Now, we were talking earlier how Wasteland was just, just a staple of the format. You were noticing it everywhere. The controlling decks, like Joe Bernal's, don't run it, generally speaking, whereas you can see Gerard here on the right with his more aggressive deck has 4 Wastelands in his deck. I think one thing I've been doing wrong, ooh, look at this, Jace, is it going to be stopped? Spell Pierce. One thing I've been doing wrong in Legacy, I have a more controlling deck, and I think that me running my Wastelands in my controlling deck, I think it might be a relic of the past. I'm living a few years ago,
well,
and I need to maybe take them out.
Absolutely, you never know. All right, let's see what he does here. Crack the land.
I think we're going to see Joe Bernal come back with his own Jace.
Well, the board is open. There's nothing really he can do. He'll have the land now to protect himself. The extra mana.
And empties his hand out, drops Jace, and Gerard, with an empty board, has to say, okay. This basically means that Gerard Fabiano is going to need to have an incredible set of draws to come back.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that this is over.
Counterbalance land.
It's possible for Gerard to win, but I would put it in the 1% mark at this point with this game. Just imagine your little ESPN percentages in the corner.
Yes. There's
And
Bob.
Will Bob land? Even if he lands, Jace can just bounce him. And Joe knows what's on top, so Bob does land. Gerard equips. And I think we're going to see a pass here. Joe shuffles away extraneous cards to get another look with the top at the end of the turn. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan, and I'm with Robert Martin here for the Star City Games Invitational in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right. We're currently round 9 of 16. You're going to get 4 rounds of Legacy right now and 4 more rounds of Standard.
We've got a crack crew here of all of the best and brightest from Star City Games. Make sure you also check out our print coverage I'm still a big fan of print coverage. I know I like to actually go back and read it when I have time. So that can be found very, very easily on the Star City Games website. So make sure you visit that.
Ah, Tomb Scour. Top of his library.
Gerard's like, haha, take that. Now this, and Joe's like, sure. Okay. And away they go. Joe with some new cards on top. He might top before he draws. And he does.
All right. Brainstorm, Force of Will, and Land. So he'll use Jace's turn to pick up Bob. Send Bob back to Gerard's hand.
This is one of the problems that Gerard's going to have is if he can even land anything through this combo that's now on the table, he's still got Jace to contend with.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's going to take some incredible draws and some good luck for Gerard to be able to take this one out.
Yep, and there goes Bob back to his hand. And Gerard fully knowing that if he plays Bob, that counterbalance should hit it, because he'll top it.
But he's got to check. Maybe it's not there. Well, it's not there. It's just a source of plowshares. Gerard drops a land and fetches.
So next turn, Gerard's got to realize that Bob's not gonna make it next turn. I mean, he's got to assume that Bob won't be around.
I mean, he's just trying to get two things onto the table right now so that he can do anything instead of just be spinning his wheels. And Joe, for his part, is not upset just to be letting those wheels spin. Does he have a second threat? Ooh, two Bobs. That's actually very, very good. Gerard leaving some mana open. Now remember, these players do not yet have each other's deck lists. We wait until the top 8 before we do that.
Okay, so he will top again. He already knows what he has there. So we know he can remove one with Swords to Plowshares. And that way, and then he'll sword the other one. Putting Gerard back up. And he'll pass the turn. Down goes the Bob again.
And Joe's just going to check. Maybe there's a 2 in there somewhere. Looks like a Lingering Souls?
Yeah.
Well, 2 on flashback doesn't count. He draws the Brainstorm. Is he going to Force a Will this? Yep.
Got to get rid of the threat now.
He wants to be able to start using that Jace the way nature intended as a Brainstorm caster. Now this is Gerard's chance here. If he can land something, that's a pretty good thing to land.
Yes.
Wow, I said that Gerard had to get some incredible draws. These are some incredible draws.
See what is in there. He has land, sorcery, instant. Probably 4 or 5. If I'm not correct.
I bet you we will find out shortly.
As we wait for the Star City Games die to come in.
Brainstorm.
Okay, we know Lingering Souls should be a part of that. We're finding out exactly how much this creature is right now. Looks like land. Should be land, lingering souls, and maybe another land. Oh, no, and the top. Lingering souls, which will resolve.
This is going to be sufficient to protect his Jace from the Tarmogoyf this turn.
Is that MC Hammer?
Oh yeah, that is MC Hammer. Joe Bernal uses MC Hammer tokens of various kinds. Back in the day, I used to use MC Hammer tokens and Vanilla Ice tokens.
Can't touch that, right?
Dun, 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 dun. And we see Gerard deciding to toss away a Daze on this cat, just to make sure that the Sensei's Divining Top can't be used. Gerard playing this really fabulously. He gums for the Jace, a token blocks. Gerard's going to get 2 counters for his Umezawa's Jite. And if he can follow this up with a spell, oh man, please have a spell to make this even more exciting.
Nope.
No, ooh, that means Jace is going to start doing a ton of work here, digging deeper into Joe's deck, drawing more cards, and just this next 2 turns is going to be where the game is decided.
Does he flashback Lingering Souls this turn?
He will almost certainly do so.
Okay.
I think he'll probably... First, you see him using the Sensei's Divining Top to check to see if there's anything useful. Wow.
Yeah, I think
there's a Snapcaster. We're going to see him brainstorm now.
Oh, it's a 5/6.
He brainstorms, draws 3, puts 2 back.
He's going to throw both. He's going to throw the Force of Will and a land back.
You see him Snapcaster, and I'm guessing Swords to Plowshares.
There it is. And
in for 1.
In comes the hammer.
Gerard kills it. He knows he's going to kill it later anyway, so might as well save the 1 life. And here's his last chance, really.
He's drawn real well. Oh, he just passed his turn.
Right there. That's it, I think.
Well, top again.
Now we just see the slow, excruciating grind of a countertop Miracle Blade deck.
Got Click now, Verdilian Click, as part of his top spin. That only makes Joe's case even easier. All right. Oh, he's going to start Fate Sealing now. When you first started playing Jace, and your opponent would Fate Seal you, how'd that feel? When you look at your top card and put it right back on top?
I thought it was like a nice warm hug. Maybe like apple pie.
I've saw that too many times to go, oh. But it's a great thing. Joe's in an awesome position here. He's got the tokens that'll keep swinging in now. He's got access to a Terminus if he needs it now. I mean, realistically right now, all he's got to do is keep bumping it up and make sure Gerard has no answers. Oh, another card and another one on top. Just pass his turn. And Gerard just passed his turn. We will spin the top one more time.
Commentator Matthias Hunt likes to call this moment of the game garbage time, because the game is basically over, but you have to wait for it to happen.
And you know Gerard won't just give it up right away, because he's got options in his deck to potentially do something. Swings in for 2 more. Gerard cracks a fetch land.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 cards Gerard is hoping for. One of his Maelstrom Pulses, his Vendilion Click, or one of his own Jaces. That's what Gerard's playing to right now.
Well, and fortunately, like I said, with his ability to crack lands like that, he's able to at least prevent Jace from becoming his, too bad he has a chance now. It looks like he drew another land.
You can see that Brainstorm languishing in Gerard's hand. Gerard knows that most spells cost 1 when it comes to Joe Bernal's deck, but also that top can just get rid of the Brainstorm at will. So if Gerard even bothers to cast the Brainstorm instead of saving it for a future possible Force of Will bait, it will basically be just to try to get that top on top of the library so that he can cast another casting cost spell, like a 2 or a 3.
3 straight turns, 3 straight times, Joe just lets him have the top card. And another land, go. Looks like Daze, Snapcaster, Terminus.
He's like, let's look at that again. I can't remember if I like those. There we go, that's better. So he draws Terminus, and he's drawing this, not going to miracle it, obviously, but he's drawing it just to get it off of the top of his library for purposes of counterbalance top.
Well, he's thinking about this one. Oh, puts it on the bottom. Maybe it was the Maelstrom Pulse. Swings for 2 more.
With his hand, Force of Will and such, I just don't think there's anything that Gerard can do unless Joe Bernal suddenly just decides not to do any of the right plays. Joe Bernal, a Midwest player, he's a Chicagoland guy. Gerard Fabiano from New Jersey.
There's a great card for him, Stoneforge Mystic. Takes a Snapcaster. He's thinking about this one, whether he wants to put it down or not. And he leaves it.
Keep it. In for 2. Gerard draws.
Looks like a hymn.
He's got a hymn, a Diabolic Edict, an Inquisition, a Brainstorm. Now Gerard, just trying to get some information here, really. And we see Joe uses the top.
Nothing.
Yep, they're all the wrong number.
Yeah, they're all 2 and 3.
And I think Joe doesn't really care if this Inquisition hits him. Oh, yep, there it is. We see Snapcaster, Terminus, Force of Will, Brainstorm, Swords to Plowshares.
Not exactly the worst hand to have when you are in control of a match.
Oh, yeah. Gerard follows up. A Thoughtseize.
Give Gerard credit. He is pushing him to play this as hard as he can. The other thing we got to be thinking about right now is the way these decks play. I know it says 27 minutes and 55 seconds, but if this goes to game 3,
Gerard has a better shot in game 3.
Yes,
he can kill more quickly. He's a Delver deck with Tarmogoyf, so
yeah.
And in response to the draw from the Sensei's Divining Top, Brainstorm, this Brainstorm is probably going to resolve. Gerard getting a Braincestral Recall here. Such mastery, honestly. Like, this is some impressive stuff. I don't know that he got much out of that Brainstorm other than the satisfaction of having done it.
Well, we'll see what happens now. It's Joe's turn. Yep.
Counterbalance is now at 1, and Gerard can use his other numbers. There's a Bob. Does Bob work? And now...
Is it actually okay for him to let Bob stand?
Well, right now, I believe that Joe Bernal has 13 counters on Jace.
Yeah.
So he can just let Bob stand and then activate the ultimate on Jace. And pretty much give a lights out to Gerard. Swords is the Bob. Ultimate's the Jace. So Gerard's deck is removed from the game.
And there's the Maelstrom Pulse.
The one that got put to the bottom earlier.
Yep.
And then Gerard shuffles his hand, his 2-card hand. That's his new deck. At this point, obviously Gerard has lost, but he's continuing to play. And why? As you were saying earlier, or hinting towards,
yes,
he is in a position where, in a game 3, he can win with a couple of turns left. Whereas his opponent has much more difficulty doing that. This is not stalling. This is like a judicious use of the clock that does not involve anything untoward. You're not required to concede.
That is true.
Gerard isn't playing slow. He is just making sure that everything he's doing brings this game to a strategic point that's better for him. Or brings this match, not the game. Look at that. He even casts it. And Joe's like, okay, fine, I'll counter it. And brainstorm. Okay. I think honestly Joe is making a mistake here. Rather than, and Gerard looks out to the side. I think Joe's making a mistake there. He's playing into the thing that Gerard actually wanted to do, which was to eat time.
Yeah.
He was doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, you just draw, go. You say draw, go. You don't have to even attack.
He lost almost 2 minutes there. Now, it may not mean nothing at the end of the match here, but he did lose over 2 minutes of time there.
Yeah, I mean, he could have easily finished those turns really quickly. Maybe I'm just saying this because I used to play Stasis back in the day, but in certain situations, what you got to do is just be like, begin your turn, end your turn, go. Begin your turn, end your turn, go.
Considering he was in complete control and had the ability of, fate sealing, so he knew what Gerard basically had at all times, or was going to get.
Well, after that ultimate, there's nothing left for Gerard to do. After that ultimate, all Joe has to do is not attack for 2 turns.
Draw a card, go. All right, so what are we going to have here if we're Gerard bringing in here to slow down, well, not slow down, but to stop Joe?
We're going to see Gerard bring in, I think, Sylvan Library, Jace Beleren. I think he's going to bring in Croson Grip for both parts of the countertop element.
That's nice.
I think he's going to bring in Extirpate. And the reason he might bring in Extirpate is because when you're playing against a deck like Countertop, being able to shuffle their library with Extirpate can be very valuable when they've set it up. But besides that, a lot of these decks have very few win conditions. And also, you can just knock out, let's say, tops forever. And this deck, the Miracle deck, is a lot worse without a top. If all the tops are gone, normally I am not a huge fan of effects like Extirpate, but I think it actually is effective in this kind of matchup. And then finally, Pithing Needle is another reasonable card.
And I'll shut off something there. What is Joe going to bring in here? We got...
Well, he's playing against a deck with Delver and Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to bring in enough of an anti-creature package to handle that.
Maybe the Path to Exiles?
I could see Path. Engineered Explosives is also really, really reasonable. And Umezawa's Jite is a really solid card against another Umezawa's Jite deck.
Yeah, he never even got to play a Stoneforge Mystic last time. And the Stoneforge Mystic really would have helped out. Could have, put out Batterskull or things like that for him. But we'll see this round if he actually gets to play it.
Joe Bernal on the left here took down that game. He was in control in a really big way. But there was a really interesting thing that happened. Gerard, after Joe had out Counterbalance Top Jace, he needed to get a couple of rips in a row. He got them. He was still in the game. And then Joe just played it right and kind of suppressed what Gerard pushed through. But then Gerard waited a long time, built up his hand, and then put one last push forward. And it was not likely to work, and it didn't work, but I think it was really masterfully done.
Well, it shows. It shows what the best players will do. There will be no giving up. I mean, as long as there is a chance to keep pushing and to try to come up with something, he'll go. All right, well, Gerard should be on the play here. Okay.
Gerard Fabiano is the USA's only level 50 mage.
Really? Not even Luis?
Not even Luis.
Wow.
Luis is actually quite a bit back.
Wow. I did not know that.
Now, Gerard Fabiano broke over the level 50 barrier at a Star City Games event. I believe that was in Worcester, but I'm not 100% certain of that.
Well, now that would be a trivia question. I don't think anybody would like it. I don't think anybody would like it, but boy, it'd be a good trivia question. Turn 2, Tarmogoyf.
Right?
Let's start right away.
A lowly squire.
Yes, but that will not take long for that thing to become much larger and much bigger. All right, Joe, fetch line. Oh, Swords of the Plowshares, not even playing with it. Joe down to 19 with the fetch land. Gerard back up. Pass the turn. All right, looks like we have a pithing needle right there. It's gonna be interesting. What you think he's just gonna call top on that, correct?
Almost certainly.
All right. Because that will shut down half the engine that he has to get his deck to work properly.
Now, Gerard can always wait on that until there's a card to hit. But there's other cards worth hitting in Joe's deck.
All right. Joe cracks another land, and Gerard both crack lands. All right. Oh, Verdilian Click. What can Joe do here? Does he have the Force Well? He's going to Path to Exile it. So he did side in the Path to Exiles. As expected.
Gerard Fabiano is the number 6 planeswalker in the world in terms of planeswalker points lifetime. The number 1 American and the only American that's level 50, leading for the Azorius clan here in the USA.
Notice, ironically, who is number 9?
Number 9 in the whole world, number 2 in the USA, Jerry Thompson. Is that great or what?
All right, shows his hand. Jace the Mind Sculptor, Lingering Souls, Counterbalance, Jitte, and 2 lands. Looks like he took the Lingering Souls, put it to the bottom of his deck.
I mean, to give you a sense of how far ahead Gerard is, he's got about 5,000 more planeswalker points than Jerry Thompson.
That's quite impressive.
Now, Gerard Fabiano just lives, eats, breathes Magic.
And ironically, Gerard was the first interview I've ever had for the Men of Magic. He was my first test run. And he said that was back, wow, that was like 4 years ago. And he's right. All right, another land by Joe. Counterbalance. But he does not have the advantage of having the top out there. Wasteland there. Ah.
Little Jace. He shows the Umezawa's Jitte, hoping it's a blind flip. Didn't work out.
So he will draw a card off of this. Draws another land. How important is for him to have that little Jace out now, just for card advantage?
Huge. This matchup is all about grinding. And now he's the one grinding.
Yes, but the problem is he's grinding, and now our clock is at 16 minutes and 43 seconds. I know his deck can come together quickly. He's got the Tarmogoyfs, he's got the other answers, but he's got to get that thing going. If he's trying to win the match, he's got to start going relatively soon. Looks like a Spell Pierce in his hand. Draws another land. Draws a land, draw a card. I believe that's Tombscour. Oh, he has the Maelstrom Pulse in hand. There's a nice answer to things. Inquisin, Kozilek. Joe's trying to hit it again to stop it. Shows a land.
Big Jace. Wow. Can't hit that.
So he did side in another one of his Jittes from the sideboard to take him up to 2. Like you said he would. Okay. Maelstrom Pulse. He's going to target Counterbalance. All right, let's see what happens here with
The blind flip says Lingering Souls. Nice hit.
well, that's a very important card for him to get, because he can get that out there and start putting some pressure out there. And he plays it right away. And that'll be met with a Spell Pierce. And he flips another Lingering Souls.
Oh, okay. So there's only it's Jace versus Counterbalance. There's going to be 2 Lingering Souls in terms of spells in the mix for this game. That could be very hard for Gerard. Lingering Souls was always good. Oh, and Sylvan. Woo! Look at these predictions.
Another great call on that one. He's going to make everybody draw a card there. Looks like he drew another Inquisition there, which he plays right away. Lingering Souls, Jace, Jitte. All right. Gerard plays the Scour and plays it on him. Dropping land Jace into the bin. Well, if there's anyone who has card advantage here, it's clearly Gerard. Basically anything he could want to get within the top reasonable amount of cards he can get his hands on. Lingering Souls. More Hammer Time.
Yeah.
Bring back another set of Lingering
Ooh.
Souls from the graveyard. He will use Sylvan Library right away.
Yep.
Obviously. I think it's a Wasteland.
Thoughtseize Wasteland Tarmogoyf.
Oh, they're making him take away. Oh,
What happened?
they made him take away the MC Hammer tokens. They made him play Spirits.
Boo.
So what for creativity, you know? Let the players have a little fun. It's like the people at home, you know. They understand what it is. We're telling them. I mean, he did have his arms up in the air, so it could symbolize him fly. All right. Gerard. Looks like he's going to play Wasteland. Yep. And
Life from the Loam from Gerard Fabiano. So what we see from Gerard here is a massive push of card advantage. We've got Jace, Sylvan, Life from the Loam.
All right, let's see what he does here. He now, when Joe did that, he wastelanded his land, Joe didn't bother to go for a land. Oh, here comes Tarmogoyf. And he will draw a card. Use Life of the Loam first to scavenge. There goes Bob. Pithing Needle. There we go. I'm assuming he played it. He's naming Counterbalance. All right. Pass his turn.
In they come to kill the Jace.
2 at Jace, 1 at him, maybe? No?
Looks like he's holding the rest back to be on D.
Okay.
Because he's got his own Jace.
It says Jace or Click right now. Oh, he just passed his turn. Gerard using Sylvan Library to his advantage. Looks like land.
Can you
Can't
catch
tell.
the last card?
I cannot. That's the one he took right there. Looks like 3 lands in a row.
Looks like Joe deciding against his initial choice of Jace.
Gerard now wasteland another land. Oh, he's going to swing in with Tarmogoyf. It'll be chump blocked. Okay, another land by Gerard. Oh, Click. He will drop Jace to the bottom of his own library to draw a card. It does help because now he has a little more pressure with the Click on there hitting for 2 a turn. Which swings in with everybody. That would be for 5.
And now are we going to see it? maybe
No,
maybe not.
He dropped it to the bottom.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Clicked himself.
Swords to Plowshares. Goodbye, Tarmogoyf.
All right, Gerard taking a moment to look through Joe's library. All right. Lingering Souls. There it is.
Yep, just adding on to the pressure. You can see Gerard counting up the damage. He's got 8 damage coming at him a turn.
Ah.
Excuse me.
Pass his turn.
Did he not cast it? There it is.
Yeah,
okay,
they
they
didn't
waited
give him
that.
the other one.
Okay.
He pulled out the hammer token and stopped. All right, Gerard needs something really fast here. That's a lot of spirit tokens coming at you.
And honestly, Gerard's deck, the only thing he has to really deal with that many spirit tokens is an Umezawa's Jite.
Okay, he's using the Sylvan Library again here. Jace. And I cannot see it. Jace land, or is that Jace Tarmogoyf? Again, he's counting up damage here. It looks like another big swing here coming in for Joe next turn. Does Gerard play the Jace now? Drew it in his hand.
He's got to draw it. I mean, he's got to play it.
He has it now.
He has to play it as a as a really weird, let's call it, kiss of Amisha. His life total is just dropping so quickly. It might not be fun to have the Jace just die immediately, but he needs to do something. There it is. He says okay. leaves him with an extraneous click. That makes the Jace a 5.
Pass his turn. All right, we know he's got click coming. Joe will swing 3 at Jace. Arrest at Gerard.
See a batter skull still in Joe's hand here.
We're down to 6 minutes here, and if Gerard's going to get a tie here, he's really going to have to figure out something fast.
It's looking pretty bad for him.
I forgot if we lost the Maelstrom Pulse yet already, to at least slow down the onslaught of the spirits. I think he might have used that earlier. Could be wrong.
I think that was this game. He does have 2 Maelstrom Pulses in his deck, though.
Okay. Okay, Gerard with the swamp, down to 6. Maybe he didn't attack Jace. He just sent everything at Gerard there, it seems like.
That's a dangerous proposition. Necro Hut, come on, use that Sylvan.
Yeah, you can use the Sylvan and then use the Jace to get anything else you would need in case it's there. Well, we'll see.
As you say, he's hunting. Hunting for Maelstrom Pulse, and then needing an answer still to Vendilion Click. I see a Bob, an Inquisition of Kozilek, and a Daze. That is not the hand he needs. Draws the Inquisition. Checks your hand. What you got? Counterbalance. Whiff.
All right.
Takes the extraneous click. That's what he needed to do. He really did have 3 sets of things to answer. Wastelands the land. Now is he going to brainstorm with Jace and hope to find something good?
Just passed his turn.
I'm confused, but that's okay.
1, 2, yeah, that's...
Is he just dropping the hand here? Or?
7, yeah, that's it.
Yep, he was just waiting to be killed.
Well, congratulations to Joe Bernal going 2-0 against Gerard Fabiano in round 9 of the SCG Invitational.